Now to a developing story. Search efforts continue in India, where a train crash killed 288 people and injured hundreds more. A train derailed and then collided into two other trains.
Devastation and loss during the Friday evening commute, all due to a possible signal failure. The search and rescue is underway. Heart-wrenching moans from survivors being carried out of the rubble.
We have been noticing many unfortunate railway accidents for years. One such horrifying event occurred in Odisha last week. Investigation reports blamed interlocking systems malfunctioning. They say it is a fail-safe system. What do I mean by fail-safe system? Let me give an example. If there is not proper sync between signals or points or tracks, the system works to stop whichever train is coming, which means that signal would automatically turn red. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that's CAG, in its report on derailments in Indian railways, had flagged multiple shortcomings and made several recommendations, which included the suggestion to ensure strict adherence to the scheduled timelines for conducting and finalizing accident inquiries. Analysis of 1,129 inquiry reports of derailment accidents in 16 zonal railways revealed 24 parameters responsible for derailments, while total of 422 derailments were attributable to the engineering department. Major factor responsible for derailment was related to maintenance of track, which is around 171 cases, followed by deviation of track parameters beyond permissible limits, which is around 156 cases. In all, 182 derailments were attributed to the mechanical department, and there were 154 accidents attributable to the loco pilots. In 63% cases, the inquiry reports were not submitted to the accepting authority within prescribed time schedule, and in 49% cases, there was a delay in the acceptance of reports by authorities. This shows officials' laxity. Besides the overall expenditure on Priority 1 works from the Rashtriya Rail Sanraksh Kosh showed a declining trend from 81.55% in 2017-18 to 73.76% in 2019-20. Allotment of fund for track renewals also went down. This made me to analyze the economics part of railway to understand whether railway is in good shape to maintain its assets and operate safely. Expenditure of railway is financed through, firstly, its internal resources, that is in freight and passenger revenue, and leasing of railway lands. Secondly, budgetary support from the central government. And thirdly, extra budgetary resources, that is primarily borrowing, and also includes institutional financing, public-private partnership, and foreign direct investments. In recent years, railways' revenue earnings have been barely able to keep up with its revenue expenditure. Railways' revenue expenditure is estimated to grow at an annualized rate of 7.2%, which is faster than its revenue receipts, which is at annual growth of 6.3%. Revenue expenditures include spending on items such as salaries, pensions, fuel, and maintenance of assets. In 2023-24, as per budget estimates, Railway is expected to observe a marginal surplus of 2,210 crore, which would be able to finance less than 1% of its capital expenditure. Operating ratio represents the ratio of working expenses such as fuel and salaries to traffic earnings. A higher ratio indicates poorer ability to generate a surplus. As per actuals presented in the budget document, operating ratio was 107.4% in 2021-22. This implies that in 2021-22, Railways spent 107 rupees to earn every 100 rupees from traffic operations. This is like you are depositing 107 rupees in bank. At the end of some days, your 107 rupees becomes 100 rupees. So sounds funny, but there are such incidents. Okay, let's not deviate from actual topic. Inability to generate a significant surplus has required railways to rely on budgetary support from central government and extra budgetary resources for capacity augmentation and investments. This has in turn required it to set aside earnings for servicing debt. Inadequate surplus has also led to less than required provisioning for replacement of old assets and safety related works. In 2017-18, Railway's model share in freight transport is estimated at 28%, down from 30% in 2011-12. The reason for a lower share includes inadequate capacity augmentation leading to unmet demand and suboptimal speed, higher tariffs, negligible diversification in freight basket, and competition from road, which provides better end-to-end connectivity. The draft National Rail Plan envisages increasing the modal share to 48% by 2050. For this target, it has proposed an investment plan worth 38 lakh crore rupees for the period between 2021-22 and 2050-51. Hope this might improve the railway's health. Most of the freight tariff of railways come from few bulk goods such as coal, iron ore, and cement. Freight basket has largely unchanged over last 15 years. Coal freight alone constitutes more than 40% of the traffic volume and traffic revenue. This dependence may present a challenge for railways in long run, as India aims to transition away from coal as the main source of power generation. Railway is estimated to earn about 26% of its revenue in 2023-24 from the passenger services. After 2016-17, the profits from freight have not been enough to cover the widening losses from passenger services. In 2019-20, for earning 1 rupee from passengers and other coaching services, Railway has spent about 2 rupees 10 paisa. In 2016, Niti Aayog had observed that cross-subsidization of passenger services by freight services had resulted in high freight tariffs. In 2018, Niti Aayog highlighted high freight tariffs as one of the reasons for suboptimal share of railways in freight. Losses in passenger services are primarily caused due to passengers' fares being lower than the costs, concession to various categories of passengers like senior citizens, national award winners, etc. Railway classifies these provisions as social service obligations. The Standing Committee on Railways in 2020 had recommended that both freight and passenger fares should be rationalized prudently. It observed that any fare increase need to take into account the competition from other transport modes such as air and road. The committee recommended that social service obligation of railways should be revisited. This needs strong political will, as increasing railway passengers fare impacts millions of people, but some tough decisions are to be made for the sustainability of the service. Revenue expenditure of railways include spending on fuel, maintenance of assets, salaries and pension. A considerable portion of railways revenue is spent towards payment of salaries and pensions, which are difficult to rationalize in short term. In 2023-24, railway is estimated to spend 1,05,235 crore rupees on salaries and 62,000 crore on pension. Committee on Restructuring Railways in 2015 had observed that railways expenditure on staffs is extremely high and unmanageable. As of March 2021, railway has a total of 15,14,000 sanctioned posts, out of which around 2,94,000 posts are lying vacant. That is, there is a vacancy of 19%. If all of these posts were to be filled, the staff cost for railways would be higher than the current level. As of March 2021, Railway has 15 lakh 54,000 lakh pensioners. Number of pensioners is higher than number of current employees. Standing Committee on Railways in 2017 had observed that pension bill may increase further in the next few years, as about 40% of railway staff was above the age of 50 years in 2016-17. The Standing Committee of Railways noted that new pension scheme implemented in 2004 to reduce the pension bill will show results only around the year 2034 or 35. Infrastructure development projects by railway often see delay in completion, and which leads to cost escalations. This shows inefficiency in project execution, which has a negative impact on budgetary requirement as well as operations. Average delay in these projects is about 64 months. Extra budgetary resources include fund raised through IRFC. IRFC borrows from market and follows a leasing model to finance the rolling stock assets. Since 2015-16, IRFC has also been utilized for project financing. Leasing charges have both interest and principal components. Increasing lease charge payments obligation is crowding out the space for productive expenditure. Railways operate various funds to earmark surplus resource for certain purposes. For instance, Depreciation Reserve Fund is for replacement and renewal of assets, and Capital Fund is to finance capital works and repayment of principal component of lease charges. Diminishing revenue surplus has meant that these funds do not get adequate provisions. These purposes are met either from general revenue of the central government or extra budgetary resources. This has also led to postponement of critical works. At the end of 2020-21, value of old assets pending to be replaced from the Depreciation Reserve Fund is 94,873 crore rupees. This includes 58,459 crore on track renewals and 26,493 crores on rolling stocks. CAG observed that given the backlog and depleting surplus, the replacement and renewal of assets would become a burden for the central government. Rashtriya Rail Sanrakshan Kosh was set up for the 5 years from 2017-18 for financing critical safety related works. The fund was to have a corpus of 1 lakh crore rupees. Railway was to apportion rupees 5,000 crore in each of these 5 years. However, it did not meet this obligation in any year. We might have technically a most advanced system for the upkeep of safety and reliability. But at some point, without having enough money and maintenance, the system turns to be a recipe of disaster. I know it is easy to criticize the government for its lapse, but even I know it is hard as hell to run the government with limited resource. But a strong decision and political will against public sentiment is needed to enhance safety and reliability of the system. Or government should accept the fact that government has no business being in business and just be a facilitator. Anyway, I hope responsible people will learn from mistakes and try to rectify it. With this, I am ending this video. I hope you like the video. As an encouragement, I would request you to please share this video and subscribe to this channel for more such credible informations. See you next time with one more video. Until then, take care and stay informed.